Welcome back, folks, to maybe the last Two Brits One Puck of the season. I'm your host, Mr. Intangibles, and a tough boy, Dan Masters, with my good friend, the leader of Hockey Human Resources, and a man who isn't fazed by government-mandated lockdowns. Will Everett Human. Will, how you doing?
Very well, Dan. Very well. You're gonna have to be a tough boy for the foreseeable future, aren't you?
Yeah, very true. Right, here's a little quick announcement at the start of the show, folks. We have got the show planned, obviously, as normal. You know, question of the week, smooth recap, all that bullshit. But the news came down about an hour ago. The league's obviously being postponed for the time being. I think the word everyone's using is paused for the time being, which is, I don't know, maybe that's a word they've chosen on purpose or something. But it kind of seemed a bit silly to be doing a regular show like we had no idea what was going on. And we just kind of rattled through the show ignorance. Like... yeah, like we've been living under a rock or something. So we're just going to have a cheeky little free skate and still talk about hockey, but just kind of wherever we go is wherever we go. Because I'm pretty sure at this point, me and Will can easily talk bullshit for an hour and 15 minutes without any kind of lead or anything. We've been doing it for long enough.
I think that's our forte, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking hell, league's on pause. Here's my first question. This is the first thing I was thinking of. What are they going to do when the league starts back up? Say it starts back up, let's say a week after the playoffs should have started. You can't then rush through a 7-game series by playing back to back or whatever. What would you do? How would you sort it out?
I reckon, so we've got basically 4 weeks left of the schedule.
Yeah.
I reckon, because you said before we started recording it'll be at least 2 weeks. I think I'm with you on that one. I think the sensible thing to do would just to fucking start the playoffs now.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as we get back, whenever it is, just start the playoffs.
Whatever the seedings are now, that's it. There you go, boys.
We've said this before, but we're now trusting the NHL to come up with a new plan. If they come back, whenever they come back now, there's stuff going to happen because teams will have missed 2 games or 3 games or 7 games or whatever it is, or maybe, like we said, that's it for the end of the season. Like when we get back, the playoffs should have started, so we're just going to go with them. Is it just tough shit to some teams who maybe have missed out by a couple of points or something?
I think the really hard thing is, because of their inability to have a functioning schedule, we've still got such a disparity in games played between the teams.
Points percentage, I guess?
Nah, they wouldn't suddenly change to points percentage just because of a little bit of Spanish flu.
Because someone's got a cold.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking, that's not very hockey, is it? That's the thing that would get in the way, because you'd need everyone to even out on games played, wouldn't you? Because then you'd get people who say the Islanders, they're how many points? They're 1 point back on Columbus for the second wildcard spot, and they've got 2 games in hand. So it's like, in a way, it's not really fair to do that to the Islanders. But at the same time, because they've messed up the schedule so much, unless they're really going to push the playoffs deep into June and July and stuff, they're not going to have time to catch up all the games and have a relatively timely start to the playoffs.
You could, though, because if you remember last year when we were talking about, obviously, Bruins and the Blues in the finals, there was it like 5 days between games or something stupid like that? And I was just saying, why is there so much time between games? It's ridiculous. So you could condense the finals, I guess. You just have a day, play a game, day break. Yeah, play a game, day break, play a game, day break. And you just have to go like that, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. I reckon, I think the most likely thing to do is they'll just stretch on the playoffs, because the World Championships have been cancelled, or are probably being cancelled tomorrow. Yeah,
they will be. Everything's being cancelled, isn't it?
So I reckon, just if it comes back in any time soon, I think if they lift the ban by the end of April, then they'll just carry on. But if it bleeds into May, then I think we might have questions of what would even happen.
I'd love them just to do something wacky. I don't know what. I had a few different kind of notions. Is like, okay, the top 2 teams in each division are fine, and then there's like teams 3 and 4 play in or something, or teams 3, 4, and 5 play in or something like that, or they just have they have seedings just 1 to 8, and then it's a round robin regardless of conference, or I don't know. If it gets too far down the line, it's fine. Sorry, it's Boston versus St. Louis again, because they're the top 2 teams in each conference. That's it. I don't know.
I wonder, because nobody's clinched yet. But I wonder.
True, but you're talking on again. That now you're getting onto technicalities, aren't you?
People have effectively clinched those. So the Blues.
The Bruins are 19 points clear of the Leafs in third in their division.
This is it. So it's just down to the games played thing again. And is there an argument that even if, all right, say the ban's lifted and they're like, and the league say, okay, we're going to cut some regular season games to try and speed this thing along a bit. We're just going to have everybody play to 71's the most games played in the league.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there an argument for those teams that have already played 71 to say, hang on, that's not fair?
I think we can guarantee whatever happens, no one's going to like it.
And the problem with that, even if they do that and nobody complains, the teams that have games in hand, they're not just going to be playing against other teams that have games in hand, are they? Per the schedule.
Yeah, that's true.
And what if you're a team who's on the bubble like the Islanders or the Blue Jackets or whatever, and say they're like, right, we're going to play 3 more games to get everybody even or whatever it is, and just because of how the schedule is, the Blue Jackets have the Lightning, the Bruins, and then the Capitals, but the Islanders have the Red Wings, the Senators, and the Kings. Oh, mate,
there's also the rest versus rust in a big way. Because if you're the Blues and you've played 71 games, in theory, then you shouldn't play another game. For example, if they say 71 games is the max, well, then what if the Blues have even longer off, but then there's a team who's got to play an extra 2 games, for example, I don't know, say Dallas, because they've played 69 games. Nice. So Dallas gets a couple of games under their belt to get their kind of lungs back in, get the wind back up. Meanwhile, the Blues are still sat at home waiting, eating fucking popcorn and toilet rolls.
A couple of
they've got they're coming back in cold, aren't they?
Yeah, a couple of preseason games for some teams, but not for others.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think I wouldn't know without it happening, but I'd imagine that the schedule doesn't even out until everybody's played 82.
Oh yeah, there's no way. There's no way.
It's not like you're going to get, right, middle March, everybody's played 77 games. There is not going to be any cut-off where everybody's played the same amount of games. I just can't see them pushing it deep into the summer. But maybe the owners will campaign for that because there's lots of revenue at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. The owners are going to want to do something in regards to getting games played because they're going to have to.
Back, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe you're looking at a sunk cost, but you want to at least recoup something back, don't you? Rather than just saying that's it. Sorry, we're done for the season, kind of thing. So even if you play best of 5 or something like that, that eliminates a week, really, doesn't it? From your playoff schedule, in every round, it would eliminate a week.
They wouldn't do it though. They're not going to fundamentally change the playoff format for 1 year.
I think they would. I think in massively extraneous circumstances, I think they're just going to say, right, okay, we just have to change it to this. Because then at least if it's best of 5, everyone's playing best of 5. Okay, now it's best of 5. Deal with it. This is under the assumption, of course, that the league comes back and it's already, say it comes back in the middle of May or late May when the playoffs should have already started. If they want to have a Stanley Cup champion, they're going to have to do something. There'll just be an asterisk next to the winner, like a lockout season or something like that.
That's the thing. I reckon they'd sooner mug the whole thing off than play best of 5 series.
Let's not go crazy, okay? Because, I mean, if we're being honest, the Stanley Cup should go to the current best team in hockey. So, the Bruins are the current... I'm just saying, they've got 100 points. Only team so far this season to get 100 points. So, by default, really, if the season does finish, they are the Stanley Cup champions. So, yay me, well done. Retribution.
There's an element of what have you done for me lately? So, really, it should be the Flyers that win the cup based on their 9-1-0 in the last 10.
Yeah, but who's the one team that beat them in the 9-1-0?
I don't know. Is it
it's the Bruins? Yeah. No, it's the Bruins.
Yeah, but
yay, well done, my team. Yay.
Congratulations. Congratulations. It's all a ploy by Jeremy Jacobs.
Absolutely. Let me just get on Skyscanner. I just need to plan my ticket for the parade. Hang on, I'll be 2 minutes.
Well, we're allowed. A good thing we left the EU because we're allowed to travel to America still.
You know what? Brexit already paying off, mate. Already paying off.
Totally worth it. Totally worth
Fantastic.
it. It's
I
just
can't imagine what they're going to do, and it's crazy, isn't it? It is. You know what's mad about this whole thing is that now that sports has been cancelled, you're like, oh shit, this is real. Okay.
oh fuck. Now not like one of your loved ones has got coronavirus.
No, it's true. It's so true, though, isn't it?
Fucking sports are done. Shit.
There's been 4,000 deaths. People are like, oh yeah, so many people have died in Italy. I don't know. Whatever. Where are they dead again? Italy. Who gives a shit? Fucking whatever. You fucking. Oh, it's been cancelled. Oh, come on, man. This is bullshit.
What do you mean I can't watch Oilers Hurricanes tonight? You fucking.
I know.
You know what the NHL should do? They should make NHL TV free for all the games that have happened so far this season.
That's a good idea.
There you go. Keep interest in the sport. There's not any new games to watch for now, so at least and these other games have happened. At least stoke the fire and give your fans something to do.
Yeah, something to watch. They just find sort of like the highest scoring games of the season, just stick them on for free.
Yeah, whatever it might be, like just all of them. Who cares?
Just have every single game. Just relive the whole season. Just start again tomorrow from game 1 and just go from there, like full schedule.
Right,
show them all.
Like treat them like a Netflix series. Like, oh, I've just finished the Canucks. What should I do next? Maybe I'll do the Islanders. Yeah, go on. Let's have the Islanders.
Fucking hell.
God, this is going to be a long off season.
Yeah, I guess so. I
can't help but shake the feeling that it's over. It's done. No more hockey ever again.
Till the end of time.
They're going to get to like September or July or whatever it is later in the year at some point. It's like, actually, it's fucking shit in it. Let's just.
Well, I mean, yeah, there is a point. Obviously, there's a point. Obviously, where that's it. It's done. There's no point. It's ridiculous. But I just think the owners are not going to stand for it.
No.
Especially those owners that are in a playoff position. There's no way. If the NBA starts back up, Champions League, all that kind of thing, if it starts back up in the middle of May, then the owners who are in the playoff are going to say, well, we should be starting back up. We're losing like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. And they're just going to go to Bettman and say, what are you going to do about it? Like, you can fine. They're going to say to him, well, you give us the lost revenue then, because we're losing revenue because you can't start back up the playoffs for some reason.
Because it's fucking Gary Bettman's fault.
Yeah, but they will though, won't they? He's the boss. If you got a problem, who'd you go to? You go to the boss.
You go to the handler.
Exactly.
I think the interesting thing will be if they do reduce the regular season, what impact does that have on player wages and stuff like that? Because the playoffs, infamously, the players are playing for free in the playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah.
So any revenue from it's all profit, it's all gravy in the playoffs for the owners. So the question would be, I don't know how that impacts on hockey-related revenue, but I'd imagine it has some sort of impact because the players' salaries are already factored into it, no matter who makes the playoffs or how many games are in the playoffs and stuff like that. So I wonder if there'll be, if we go straight to the playoffs when we come back, will there be an element of, right, yeah, we're doing the playoffs, but we still need some of that scratch?
I kind of want it to either go too long or shorter because I'd like to see what they did. If there was ever a season to mess around with the playoff format and try something out, this is it, isn't it? Just say like, all right, let's have a playing game like they do in baseball. You know, the teams that finish with the the 9th and 10th best records, or sorry, the 8th and 9th best records, they play a 1-game series. They play one game, winner goes into the playoffs. Or just try something like that, and just because this would be the season you could do it, because you at least have the backdrop of, well, mate, we had the coronavirus. I mean, we kind of weren't sure what to do, so this was kind of the best idea we could come up with.
This should just have a like the bottom 16 teams all play a single knockout
round robin.
No, not even round robin, just like the
FA, like the FA Cup,
like the FA Cup, like the FA Cup qualifiers, like the first round of the FA Cup, until you get through all of that.
Winner gets in.
Yeah, so what you'd have 8 games and 4 games, 2 games, 1 game. And then the winner of that is the last person in the playoffs.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. You see, I also have this horrible feeling that owners, as we know, enjoy money. Is there going to be a situation where the league decides on changing something for whatever reason, and a team that should have been in the playoffs misses out on the playoffs, so the owner says, well, I'll see you in court then for loss of earnings or something. Just because that's what owners are like.
Well, we're already staring down the barrel of teams saying, "Oh, this could have been our year, and we were robbed, etc., etc." So if you change the playoff format suddenly, especially when there's already been a loss of games potentially, it's not going to go down well at all. Even the teams that get into the playoffs when they should have got into the playoffs are still going to say things like, "Oh, we've lost, like you say, lost money, we've lost revenue, whatever it might be." Which is why I kind of think that, in a way, cancelling the whole season is kind of a catch-all for, okay, this is what we had to do. That's the thing that you can really pin on the coronavirus and say, look, for health and safety reasons, we had to cancel the whole thing.
Yeah, but that only works if other leagues cancel the whole thing. The NHL can't say, yeah, we're done, we're cancelled. Next day, NBA, we're back, baby, let's go. Because then it's like, oh, shit. What did we do? We blinked first. Whoops.
But we haven't had any NHL players actually diagnosed yet, have we?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Do you know what I was hoping was going to happen? I was hoping Bettman was going to come to a podium and say, yeah, we're not cancelling nothing. They're hockey players, they're tough, so they're men. That was it. Just walk off.
Patrice Bergeron played with a punctured lung, don't you know? I feel a bit bad whenever I think about this, but there is some, and obviously all due respect to anyone who's being affected by it and people who have lost loved ones, and obviously people around the world who have died, and it is a horrible thing that's happening out there. But there's an element of like morbid curiosity just to see, all right, what else is going to happen to the world at large? Like, Italy's on shutdown. We're losing sports leagues left, right, and centre. This is interesting, isn't it?
All schools in the Republic of Ireland have closed from tomorrow for 2 weeks.
It's that weird feeling of eventually all of this stuff is going to happen to everyone.
Right, so here's what I don't get, right? So they shut off this northern section of Italy, which was like 16 million people, didn't they? They shut that off. But people were still travelling back and to from the south. Because I knew somebody who was in, was it Rome, I think? They came. Yeah. He didn't die because of coronavirus, though. He died in a toilet roll incident where they got into a fight with somebody over the last box of Andrex.
Like a Black Friday.
And he got bludgeoned to death. Yeah. They call it Toilet Roll Friday. But he came back from Rome, and I can't remember who was talking to him, but somebody said to him, "Oh, God, you were in Italy." He said, "Yeah, but I was in the south. It was fine." And then 2 days later, the whole of Italy shut down. Well, in between the northern part being shut down and the southern part being shut down, there was like 3 or 4 days. So people were just travelling back and to freely anyway. So didn't that spread it all already? Yep. Do you know what I mean? And it seems very odd that the whole of Italy is just, right, that's it. We're locked down. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Meanwhile, every other country is like, well, go wherever you want. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
This is the thing.
It's very peculiar. All
of it is kind of, you either act extremely and before you perceive that you need to, or you've already fucked it. Like, did you hear about the priest in DC?
No.
Not that priest. There's
go on.
A priest in District of Columbia who was diagnosed with coronavirus, and 2 days before he'd conducted a mass communion. Literally feeding people out the palms of his hands. 500 people attended that communion.
Exactly.
And it's just like anything. You can't think, oh, I'm feeling a bit coronary, because it's, by the time you know you've got it, it's too late. You've already been going about with it for a week or whatever it is.
It is like a cold. Like, once you start snotting everywhere and fucking coughing up fucking chunks of green shit and whatever, you've already had it for like 2 or 3 days. You've already infected all the people around you. That's the cold coming out of your system. Like, your body's then rejecting the cold, and that's how it comes out. Like, the virus of the cold or the flu, whatever, is already there. So it just seems a bit, I don't want to say counterproductive, but it just seems odd that now people are like, oh, we better shut everything down then. Well, mate, the cat's already out of the bag. What are we talking about?
I don't know about that, because like, you should still take the precautions that you can, because it's not like everybody in the country is infected with it. You can still protect some people from not getting it, can't you?
I see what you're saying, but I also firmly believe that, like, how many confirmed cases have there been? Like 100,000 or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I firmly believe that millions of people have got it and just don't know it. Either their immune system's fine to look after it, or especially kids, because it's saying like, well, it's attacking older people, like and people who've already got pre-existing conditions. Kids seem to be fine. Kids are the grossest little shits on the planet. They're so dirty. Kids are just passing everything on.
And is there not an element that people with pre-existing conditions are more likely to have regular contact with medical professionals and stuff, so they're more likely to get tested for it?
Yeah, exactly. It's peculiar. I can't, because we joked last week, but there was like swine flu and bird flu and SARS and all this kind of thing. And then me and my team leader were talking on Tuesday about bird flu, because I work for the National Health Service, and when the bird flu thing happened, I had to go to this gigantic warehouse near where I used to work when I was working in a different building, and we had all these kind of hazmat masks that I didn't even know existed. And I was told to go and collect these boxes and boxes and boxes of these masks. And we had to do all these tests. I had to wear like this kind of, almost like a kind of spacesuit helmet, but almost like it had been kind of homemade. But the idea was that you would spray this spray into this mask or this helmet. And if you could smell a certain smell, you had the bird flu. And we were getting emails every 2 hours, but there's been nothing. We've not heard a single thing in our trust where we work from any directors or anything.
That's weird.
And I keep thinking, well, how bad is it then if you're not? Because with the bird flu, they went insane. They went crazy with it. Whereas with this, it's more just kind of, well, if you got the flu, stay at home. Stay in your bedroom for a week. But aside from that, I mean, fucking don't worry about it.
Because we didn't do any of this sort of stuff. There wasn't entire countries being shut down when we had bird flu about, was there?
No, or swine flu.
No, exactly. So
and
I think it is pretty bad.
And I said to my team leader, I said, what happened to bird flu? It was in the news, and then it just wasn't. And that was it. Next day, nothing.
Because we won. We won the war on bird flu.
We won the war on bird flu. It's like the Labour manifesto back in the day. It was tough on bird flu, tough on the causes of bird flu. But it just disappeared. It was there one day, gone the next. Just that's it now. Forget it. Is this going to be the same?
By like September, probably, we're going to be like, haha, remember COVID-19? Lol.
And then someone's going to go, what was that? You know, that corona thing. Oh, that, yeah. God, yeah, wasn't that weird?
Speaking of people not knowing, I read some tweet, I don't know whether it's true or not, but I wholeheartedly hope it is true. Some guy saying that his boss had gone on like a log cabin retreat. They went in January, like mid-January, and they're due back on Monday. And apparently they went and didn't take any phones, didn't take any laptops, no tellies, like proper just isolation retreat. So
that's fantastic.
He's going to. Apparently, the guy's a big basketball fan as well, so he's going to come back. Kobe Bryant's dead. The NBA has been cancelled, and the entire world's fucking infected with coronavirus.
It's like Rick waking up in the first episode of The Walking Dead. He's just now the zombies. What? Deal with it. Hang on. What? What's going on?
Hang on a minute.
He's going to think he's been in some kind of time portal. Like, how long have I been gone? What's happened? That's mad, isn't it?
That's crazy.
It's like the Twilight episode. It's like a Twilight Zone episode where the guy's in a coma, wakes up, and everything's different.
How long was that for? 8 weeks.
Oh, dearie me.
Christ almighty. What time to be alive?
Or not. I just think the government should have just come out today and said, that's it, we're going to forget the next month. Everything shuts down, nobody goes into debt, everything is frozen. All bills, all costs. Because if nobody loses anything, then nobody cares. We have enough food stocks to last us a month, let's just all stay at home for the month and be done. Everyone stay at home. Yeah, you're going to go a bit stir crazy in your house, but you've still got the fucking internet and all that stuff. Only go out if you have to. Let's just forget it. Let's just forget it for the month. Let's just sit tight. And then in a month, we'll come back out, and that's it.
But the problem is with like the economy and stuff like that. Somebody has to foot the bill.
Well, I'm saying no. If the whole world goes on freeze for the month, nobody foots the bill. No one loses anything. You can't tell me there's not some way of some kind of chicanery where they could do this.
But we'd still be, say, consuming food stocks which were initially purchased from whoever. Then we'll have to replenish food who would be purchased from whoever, and what the farmers are meant to just give up their stuff and their labour for free. No,
they don't do anything. I think they just, because I think there's enough. I think it's all like, like you say, it's all panicky. I think there's enough supplies for like millions and millions and millions of tins of food, don't they? And just for the next, maybe not a month then, maybe for the next 2 weeks, it's just like, right, everything's frozen. I know you've all got enough food in your fucking freezer. There's still food on the shelves. You know, go out, get a few bits, just get what you need. Don't go crazy.
If you were put on proper lockdown today, like you cannot even leave your house. Do you have how much food do you have in your house?
Oh God, loads.
Really?
We have a freezer. We have food in the freezer. We have tins of fruit.
I've got a freezer.
We have loads of tinned food.
Say where we're fairly new in the house, all things considered, we have deliberately tried to not stuff our freezer with shit.
Well, that's more mistake you then. Unlucky, Will. See on the other side.
Unlucky, mate. Unlucky.
Should have planned for this. I've been prepping for this since day one.
I reckon we could do a week.
They're not saying nobody go anywhere. You know, they're stopping large gatherings of people. Well, if you work in an office of 20 people, that's not gonna stop the spread of infection or the spread of the virus, is it? Do you know what I mean? I get it compared to like 40,000, but it only takes one person.
Area.
Yeah, you're still going into a public area. You're still going on the train. You're still going on the bus or whatever to get to work. Especially in like the popular. Like I drive to work. I'm lucky that I can drive to work. But if you live in a city and you're getting the tram or the train or the bus or whatever, then
tube.
What's the difference? Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing though. Like, it's all well and good saying, "Oh yeah, office workers work from home," but what about your doctors, your police officers, your firefighters, your retail workers? So we're saying, go into lockdown, just go out to the shops and get what you need. What about the people who work at the shops? How can they go into lockdown? Like,
well, no, then you just got to do like reduced shifts and stuff, don't you? Okay, you only work for 4 hours, or you only work for 2 hours, or. And I do think everybody who works in an office who could work at home theoretically should work at home.
Oh yeah,
why
definitely.
not?
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's things that could be done. I get it if you're a doctor, and that's in any situation. You're always going to need people on the front line to deal with that kind of thing. But
I think that should be done anyway. Like coronavirus.
Yeah, I agree.
We should be promoting people to work at home.
I agree completely.
So I worked at home myself today, and I finished at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I'd done my hours. I didn't use any fossil fuels because I didn't drive my car. Saved me money, saved me time, etc., etc. It's such a better way of working if you're able to do so. And any of the like taboos around, you won't be as productive at home. If you're that fucking immature that being at home versus being at work affects your productivity, fucking sort your life out.
Well, exactly, yeah. If you're not productive at home, you'll just get the sack. So you have to be. If you're immature enough to not be productive at home and spend all day playing fucking GTA 5 or something, well, then you're an idiot and you'll get the sack anyway. So,
but even with little things like that, I think there's an element of you think about how much time the average office worker spends in the office not actually doing their work because they're talking to colleagues, they're making rounds of tea, they're going to the loo, whatever it might be. Even just not working because you're taking a minute for yourself. Fucking whatever, you do that same shit at home.
Yeah, I found that odd. It's going to be the same kind of thing if they do shut the schools eventually. I mean, people are going to have to work from home if you shut the schools. There's people who don't have grandparents or whatever to help them.
Yeah, that's the hard one. That's the hard one. And then that's going to have a knock-on to say people like doctors. If you haven't got any childcare at all and you're a doctor, what are you going to do? I'm
thinking of setting up a temporary nursery. Just charging.
Hive.
Yeah, just charging through the arse. How much is it per kid per day? 200 quid, mate. That's all.
That sounds relatively cheap.
Yeah, and I've been CLB checked and everything, so I can work with kids. It's fine. I go to a special school every Friday, and it's full of children. So all my legal checks are all up to scratch and everything. I could probably do it if in a pinch. So expect me to be retiring any day now after I open up my Corona nursery.
You're gonna be like Switzerland was after World War II.
Yeah.
Flush with cash.
Flush with cash. Yeah, I'll be neutral. I can be neutral. That's fine.
I don't know.
It's so weird, isn't it? It's so weird.
Did you, to bring it back to sports somewhat, did you hear about Rudy Gobert?
Oh, yeah. Was it the Utah Jazz basketball player?
I don't know who he plays for, but yeah. Oh, he's the NBA guy. The first one who was diagnosed with it, who led to it being the entire NBA season being postponed. Did you see what he did in an interview like a couple of days before?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Because I'll tell you this: if this was a proper 2 Brits 1 pork, he'd be one of my scratches.
He was my relegation for this week.
There you go.
That, you're fucking get out, Rudy Gobert. You're done.
Go on, explain to the people what he did.
So, for the people who don't know, Rudy Gobert is a NBA player. I believe he's French. I think he's French. Not that it matters.
Okay.
We're not talking about the Wuhan virus over here.
No.
He was diagnosed. He was the first NBA player diagnosed with coronavirus, and he ultimately led to the cancellation of the NBA season, potential cancellation. The real issue that a lot of people have with Mr. Gobert at the moment is he was in a press conference a mere few days ago, a scant couple of days ago, and after his questioning was finished, in a sort of defiant up yours to coronavirus, etc., he laid hands on every single microphone that was planted in front of him to absorb his questions. So from various media outlets, various independent beat writers and stuff, all have equipment with Rudy Gobert's coronavirus infected germs all over it. You fucking idiot. And it's not even stupidity. I think that's such a dick move.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Like, even obviously he didn't know he had coronavirus, but just the idea of doing it is just, it shows that he's actually a bit of a cock.
Yeah. Agree completely.
What a fucking wanker. What else have we, have you got any other interesting bits that you were going to chuck into your usual bits?
I'll throw a couple of things out. I had the
chat a bit of hockey. Why not? The last time.
Yeah, why not? I had the Florida Panthers winning the cup because fucking who knows why is what I wrote. As 2 weeks ago they were done, and then Toronto goes down to California, enjoys all the legal weed or something, gets whitewashed, and then Florida are back in it. And I was just thinking maybe this season's story is Bobrovsky's hammered all season because he's crap in the regular season. But then he does a reverse Bobrovsky and becomes awesome in the playoffs.
Do you know why the Panthers are going to win the cup?
Go on.
It's because they're statistically least likely to contract the coronavirus because nobody attends their games. Oh, all right, Riley Smith, all right.
That was an amazing joke.
That was so good. So good.
Savage. Absolute savage.
What a bastard. What a fucking wanker. How could he be bitter about it as well? Because ultimately the Panthers wanting to get rid of Riley Smith is the best thing that happened to his career.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know though. You can still, hockey players are like though. They live and die for that logo, don't they? And if you get told, yeah, we're not gonna protect you, so you can fuck off. He'd be like, right,
you earn too
bastards.
much money.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, but nobody outside of Stars fans and Bruins fans knew who fucking Riley Smith was before he ended up in the Golden Knights.
Yeah, fair point.
Nobody. So you might have been able to jog someone's memory by saying, "Oh yeah, he was the guy that was in the Tyler Seguin trade." Oh yeah, that guy. Whatever.
Yeah, that guy. Did you know? So I don't know if you saw this or not, but I was talking to Micah. I was talking to a friend of the show, Micah, yesterday on Twitter. Did you know arithmetic and maths are not the same thing?
Like I feel like I did, but I still don't know the difference. Arithmetic's just maths as we would know it, yeah?
Well, arithmetic is a part of maths, like algebra is a part of maths.
Yeah.
And I was just, my mind was blown. I was forever under the impression they were just the same thing. But they were just called, for some reason, arithmetic and maths. For some reason.
Synonyms sort of thing.
Yeah, essentially.
Interchangeable words.
I'm being lectured here by was it Cambridge or Oxford he went to?
He went to Cambridge.
Cambridge. It's like, fucking, oh, God.
To be fair, if you're going to be lectured to by anyone, it's rather that than someone who went to fucking, I'd say Canterbury Christchurch, but you won't really get that.
I was going to say, I could say Manchester Met, whatever.
Yeah, same difference, I reckon. Same difference. Shout out to anyone who went to Christchurch, you fucking losers.
Here's something.
Go on, hit me with it.
All right. Roberto Luongos got his shirt into the rafters in Florida.
For fuck's sakes.
Here's my question, right? Why?
Because he played 11 seasons there, Dan.
What's that got to do with anything?
And he was fucking good. And name another Panthers player.
Right, and
A single one.
Here is my theory. How long the Panthers been going now? 25 years?
27 years.
27 years?
I think
they've not got. Sounds right. But let's say it's 27 years. Whatever.
Oh, believe me.
It's incredibly. If you think about it, right? 27 years, right? They've not had a single player in 27 years of existence who has been good enough to get into the rafters, okay?
Yeah, they have.
No, they haven't.
Roberto Luongos.
No, they haven't, right? And I genuinely think they were just sitting there one day, looking at the sky, going, this is fucking ridiculous. At what point are we going to get a player up there? This is so stupid. And they could have said, we've got to pick somebody. Let's just get somebody in there. And they went, fucking hell, Luongo? Yeah, good enough.
The geezer's a club legend. It was either going to be Roberto Luongo or fucking Jaromir Jagr for those 2 seasons he played there. Like, what would you fucking want from him?
Neither. If there's nobody who's that good or that deserving, then it's wait. You have to wait. Listen. No, wait. Listen.
You wait. What? So
shut up. No, you shut up. Go on.
So right, go on. Is 11 seasons a long time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Roberto Luongo a Hall of Fame caliber player?
Yes. But not for Florida.
Oh, what? Who for? What, for the Canucks?
Yes.
You're fucking taking the piss.
Answer me this, right? Answer me this. How many times in 11 seasons did the Panthers make the playoffs with Luongo?
Even who fucking gives a shit? Like, it's not his fault the team's shit. It's not their fault they're shit. Just because he played...
Success. What does it matter? Who cares?
Just because he played for a shit team doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve his number to be retired. It doesn't mean he wasn't a great player.
I disagree.
Oh, mate. So
right in 11 seasons, right? In 11 seasons. No, you shut up this time.
All right,
in 11 seasons, he had 1 Vezina second place and 1 Vezina third place.
Yeah, he played in the same fucking era as Marty Brodeur.
All right, hang on a minute. When did Brodeur retire? Was it last season?
2015.
No. Listen, right? Luongo should have his jersey up in Vancouver. I agree with that completely. But just because you've been somewhere for 11 seasons and were, in your own words, good, that's not enough for me. Sorry. That's not enough at all.
He was very good. He was really good.
Oh, now he's very good. Interesting.
He was very good. I said Hall of Fame caliber. Like, I don't care what fucking adjectives you want to use. I've said Hall of Fame caliber.
Think about this, right? Think about this.
Right. I've got one for you.
Say Bobrovsky turns it around, okay, and he ends up with the same save percentage, comparable over his time there, okay? So Luongo's is 919 over 11 seasons, okay?
Yeah.
2.6 goals against in that time as well. Say Bobrovsky, comparatively, if he does exactly the same numbers, but he's only there for 10 years or 7 years or whatever, however long he's there, okay? Say he does the same numbers, right? But Bobrovsky gets to 2 cup finals, okay? Doesn't win them, but gets to 2 cup finals. You're going to put Bobrovsky's shirt next to Luongo's, and Luongo's is going to look ridiculous.
No, I think...
Because it's going to be like, well, why is that guy's jersey there? Well, because he played here for a bit. Well, why is that guy's jersey there? Well, he was awesome. We got to 2 cup finals with him. That's going to be the narrative. And that's insane.
Nah, I staunchly disagree.
You made the comparison to Lundqvist as well, which I think is crazy. Lundqvist literally won playoff series on his own for the Rangers. He is an actual legend, and he is widely regarded as the best goalie of this generation. It isn't Carey Price, Habs fans. Sorry, it isn't. But
it's Roberto Luongo.
Despite what, yeah, it's
the only difference between Hank and Lou is that the Rangers had a better team in front of him than the Panthers had.
Like I said, there's going to be a point. There's going to be a point where a bona fide grade A megastar goes into the rafters in Florida, and the Luongo's jersey is going to be there, and it's going to look stupid. next to the person who absolutely deserves it.
So when Mario's jersey went up in the Penguins rafters, they should have taken everybody else's jersey down.
No, because I'm sure all those other Penguins players were still incredibly good players who did incredibly good things. They weren't just very good for a bit.
He wasn't just very good though. He was really, really good
for the Canucks.
Oh, you're such a wanker. How about
it's true though. It's true though. Listen. If you want to put I wouldn't say that Luongo is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Okay, I think he deserves to go in at some point. No, I think he goes in, but depending on the class, maybe on the class he's in, maybe he will be. I don't know. I don't know who's on his class. I'm not sure. But if you wanted to say that you take his two teams, then yeah, he goes in for the Canucks. But Florida, I'm just like, he was just a guy who was there and was the most well-known player there for a bit.
He was with the Canucks for like 5 years.
I know, but I just can't. Do you not think it's insane that a guy who was there for 11 seasons made the playoffs once and had 1 second Vezina, 1 third place Vezina, and he's in the rafters? Think of some of the players around the league who have gone up. You know, he's not like broken records, or even guys who never won a cup who are in the rafters have done something either remarkable or I don't know. I just find it crazy. And I genuinely think they were thinking, God, this is embarrassing. We've still not got a player up there. What the hell? We better do something.
The Geezers had 489 NHL wins. He played 1,000 games in the NHL.
Yes.
What do you mean, yes, for a goalie? That's fucking ridiculous.
And I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer. I think he will be a Hall of Famer. But if you took out,
he'll be the first Hall of Fame the first Hall of Famer who's primarily remembered as a Florida Panther.
You take out his Canucks seasons, right? Take them out. Is he going in the Hall of Fame?
If you take out Henrik Larsson's Barcelona years, is he actually any good of a striker? Probably not. There you fucking go. How about you?
Yeah, but he was. He won the golden boot, dude. Like playing in Scotland. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like the European golden boot. The European golden boot.
Yeah, well, soon enough he would have been able to win it again when Scotland rejoined the EU.
Yeah.
So
take out his Canucks performances, all the shit, the cup final, everything. Take that out. You are not looking at Luongo and being like, fuck, he's a bona fide Hall of Famer. No, you're not. You get all messed up. You're getting all mixed up in your head. What do you mean? So that was just your argument.
Just take out fucking 5 years of a guy's career, and he's not as good.
Sometimes you disappoint me, William. You really do. Do you know
what
that?
I'm fucking talking about?
Listen.
Also, the thing.
My point is. Shut up. My point is, right? It's ridiculous. He's getting his name in the rafters in Florida. Okay. I'm just taking his Florida years as a base, all right? So to do that, I'm taking away his Canucks years. You're saying he deserves to go into the rafters in Florida. If that's the case, surely he should be a great shout for the Hall of Fame, just based on his Florida years if he's that good. Well, no, he's not, is he? Clearly, that's the point. He's not that good. He was very good, but he's not like next world elite level for the Panthers. That he's so good, he's like this guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame for sure, if you're just looking at his Panthers stuff. Yes, include the Canucks stuff, he's a Hall of Famer. I have no doubts about that. But, just looking at the Panthers here.
The thing with retiring numbers as well, is it's purely like team legend status, you know what I mean? So, would you be surprised if Sean Thornton got his number retired for the Bruins?
Well, yeah.
So there's like an element of that to it. Like he is a club legend. You could retire a Sean Thornton. You could retire fucking. When's Ryan Reeves' 75 going to go up in the rafters for Vegas? You know what I mean?
I'll be there for that. I'll go to that one.
You'll be arguing staunchly for that one. I'm really
damn right I will.
Aren't there people like fucking Tiger Williams and Tony Twist, haven't they got numbers retired places and shit? Like Bob Probert's got his fucking numbers retired. Obviously, Bob Probert's a bit of a different situation, but I just think I think we have this idea of that he's a club legend for Florida, but
just because he was there for 11 years.
Which he is.
That, to me, that's not enough.
Long time. And he was really good during those 11 years.
I keep saying, I just think that people in their head are just confusing this and getting the Canucks stuff in their head.
No.
I'm just convinced. I am convinced if he never played for the Canucks and just played in Florida for 11 years, then retired, I just think people would be saying, why is his number going up? Why, what? Maybe because it's a bad market or something. I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe I'm just like, maybe it is that kind of thing where I'm being biased towards Florida because it's not a popular market. But I just don't think he's, again, just talk about his Florida years. I just don't see it. I don't get it. I do think, and I mentioned this, God, probably 18 months ago, because we talked about, shouldn't there be, if somebody has an unbelievable season, like a one-season hit, that there shouldn't be, not you get your number retired, but there should be a something in the stadium where they're like, oh God, this guy. And my thing was Tim Thomas. Obviously, talking about long, it was Tim Thomas in the 2011 playoffs. That he won the Conn Smythe, he won the Bruins that cup. But that was kind of, that's not all he did. I'm not saying that, but he wasn't there for like 15 years and, set all these records. But there should be something. And that's what I think Luongo should get. It should be something. But I don't know. To me, it's not getting your number retired. That to me is like, that should be like elite status. Or, you've won 5 cups, or you set a scoring record, or you had 2 or 3 seasons with the most assists, or I don't know, something like that.
Like the Leafs have like Legends Row or whatever it is.
Yeah. Like we have like a Legends Row, or we have like a Ring of Honor, like the Canucks have like a Ring of Honor kind of thing, something like that. That would be fine. But to retire as number one, like nobody's ever going to be good enough. That's what this is. No one's ever going to be good enough to wear the number 1 in Florida ever again. That's what they're saying. He was so good, nobody could dare disparage the number 1 in Florida ever again. That's insane. That's insane.
Just like nobody can ever wear, was it number 23 for Man City?
I have no idea who that is.
Is it Mark Vivian Foe?
No, that's different, dude. The man died.
Yeah, so.
All right, tell you what. If Luongo dies, I'll let it go.
He wasn't shit up. He played 1 season at Man City.
Yeah, but that's more in honouring the man because he's dead. So, Luongo ain't dead.
Plenty of people die, anyway, mate.
As we previously discussed.
It's happening right now. We're going to retire every number of somebody who dies from coronavirus. It's not a fucking number.
Shout out Rudy Gobert's retirement ceremony. You can see what I'm saying, though, don't you? At some point, someone's going to be up in the rafters and they've won like 2 cups and a Hart Trophy, and they're going to be like, why those two jerseys don't look right together? It's a bit weird.
Yeah, but like you could do that now with like fucking Dick Clapper and Kobe Burton and shit like that. It's like, what's he doing up there? That geezer played with a fucking newspaper stuffed in his skates. Do you know what I mean? He scored 10 goals and 7 assists in 20 games in 1932, and he's a fucking legend.
It's one of those classics. We'll have to agree to disagree, but I'm genuinely curious what people think. If the majority is like, Daniel, you're fucking insane, well, clearly it's me. But I am genuinely curious. I'm not somebody who's going to be like, no, you're all wrong. I do think Will's wrong.
I hope you will be.
Yeah, no, I am. Hey, we pride ourselves on this show of saying, you know what, fair enough, we were wrong, no problem there. And I've got no problem admitting I'm wrong if I'm crazy about this. But yeah, like I say, I don't see it.
I'm going to say, right. I'm going to have a personal call to arms. Paul, I know you're fucking listening. Tell him.
Yeah, goalie union. Like, I don't know. Am I crazy here?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
You're being extremely disingenuous about how good a player he was behind dog shit Florida Panthers teams. We're not talking today's Panthers where they've got Barkov and Huberdeau and Dadonov and stuff like that, and they're just missing the playoffs. For years, the Panthers were fucking diabolical. Where their best player was a 42-year-old Jaromir Jagr.
To be honest, the way the Panthers have gone since their inception, I'm not surprised they're taking this season as like another retirement kind of season. I'm sure Huberdeau's jersey is going to get retired next season.
Fucking.
We finished 4th in the Atlantic. Can you believe it? Oh my god, what a season!
Frank Petrano is going up into the rafters.
They're already building a Quenville statue outside, apparently.
So why not?
All right then, talk to me about this point system. You had an idea for a new point system. Can't wait for this. Go on.
Trigger warning, nobody's going to like this. I don't even like this, but I do love it. So,
and just for clarity as well, I kept this completely in the dark. I have no clue what he's going to say, so have at it, mate.
You're gonna fucking love this. So, Dan Roseman, Sean McIndoe, put out a little thing on the point system the other day, and it got my cogs whirring in the old brain box, as it were. I was like, right, here it is, once and for all, I'm going to fix the fucking point system.
To be fair, we've not had a good points chat for a good 3 or 4 weeks, have we? NHL, so it's about time.
It's been far too long. But this is it. This is the one, and I think you're going to love it, Dan.
All right, go on.
So we're going to have a win-draw-loss system.
Okay.
And then we're going to have an external tiebreaker. Don't worry.
Okay, go on.
It's all going to make sense. This is my attempt to please everybody. So we're going to please everyone. Yeah, people who don't like to lose a point, people who like shootouts, people who want draws back. So we've got it all. We've got it all.
Go on.
So if you win, you get 2 points, yeah? If you win in regulation or overtime, 2 points.
Yeah.
If you lose, regulation or overtime, you get no points.
Love it so far.
If it's a draw at the end of overtime, you both get 1 point because it's a draw, yeah?
Makes sense. Yep, got it.
But we still do the shootout. And if you get a shootout win, it counts as a shootout win. You don't get any extra points, you just get a shootout win. And that's your tiebreaker.
Okay. I'm processing.
So if you end up with, speaking of processing these numbers against the current standings, say we've got 3 teams on 65 points. Yeah, they would
go on.
The Vegas Golden Knights, the Minnesota Wild, and the New York Rangers, 9th, 10th, and 11th in NHL standings under my system. And the Golden Knights have 3 shootout wins, so they go 9th. The Wild have 2 shootout wins, so they go 10th. The Rangers have 1 shootout win, so they go 11th. There you go. Bosh.
What happens in the event of teams finish with the same amount of points and the same shootout record?
Wins. Probably.
What happens if they're the same amount of wins?
Goals scored.
Goals scored. Yeah, I like goals scored.
Because
I prefer goal difference. I prefer goal difference to goals scored.
All right, goal difference then. Whatever you want.
Goal difference. Yeah,
I'm open. Because as we've said off air before, the only true way to do a standings is goal difference.
That's true.
That's the best way to determine a champion. You've scored the most goals, you've conceded the least. You're the daddy. You're the don.
Yeah, you can attack and defend, which is 2 parts of hockey.
Congratulations, well done.
Yeah, but well done you.
Looking into this. So I'll give you a quick rundown of a few interesting points that this new system has produced. So with our wonderful, roughly 70 games played.
Yeah.
The Bruins are the top of the league with 83 points under this new system.
Still champions, love it.
Still championes. Second are the Colorado Avalanche with a whopping 76 points.
Okay.
Pretty nice. Then you've got Tampa Bay Lightning, it's all pretty standard. Philadelphia Flyers are in 4th, that's good. They've got a nice amount of wins, all pretty standard. The aforementioned Florida Panthers are coming in at 7th here with 67 points. Big old jump for them. There are, a lot of it is pretty standard, but it really exposes the teams that are relying on A, loser points, and B, shootout wins. Because the fact that you get 2 points for a shootout win is fucking disgusting to me.
That is crazy, absolutely crazy.
It's mental. Another one, the Rangers are firmly in a playoff spot with 65 points. The Jets and the Predators are both in playoff spots, as are the Coyotes and the Canucks.
Wow.
Notable teams that would be missing would be the Penguins, Flames, the Stars are all out. And my personal favourite that I mentioned to you previously, sitting in 29th out of 31 teams, are the only, the Montreal Canadiens, who, as we all famously know, if they'd just won all the games they'd lost, they would have been top of the league.
That is true.
But
can't argue with that fact.
Under my very honest point system, Dan, they would be right down there. They would be lower than the San Jose Sharks. They'd be lower than the Kings. They'd be lower than the Sabres. They'd be lower than the Ducks with 43 points, because it would expose them for the mugs that they are.
His words, not mine.
Vote Will 2020. There you go.
You say you worked from home today, yeah?
Yeah, and I did all this yesterday while I was in the office.
Smart man.
I did more work today than I did yesterday.
Yeah, of course you did. That's kind of what I was getting at. I was going to say that. So I'd say you worked from home today, and I bet you did this in the office yesterday, didn't you?
That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. So yeah,
beautiful.
It's horrible. I hate it. I appreciate that it's a disgusting way to divvy it all up, but this is what you animals clearly want.
Somebody put up after I checked the replies to Sean McIndoe's tweet about the points, and then Pierre LeBrun retweeted that he's obviously in favour of the 3-2-1 system, and lots of people said they agreed, and some guy then did a table to show what would happen under the 3-2-1 system, and I thought it'd be all over the place, but only 2 teams actually changed anything, and it was the Rangers. The Rangers flew up like 7 or 8 places, and that was about it.
Yeah, because I think they've got loads of regulation wins.
Yeah,
like all their wins are regulation rather than overtime or shootout or whatever. Yeah.
I don't hate your idea. Mate. Not bad.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. I think really we should just have that without the shootouts. Like, draws are draws.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, we've said before, like, you need to appreciate a good draw. Right, at the end of the day, you think, oh, well, I'll take a point from that. Did all right in the end. I'll take a point.
Because you can get draws in the NFL, can't you?
You can after overtime, yeah.
So
But then it kind of goes on a percentage thing where they're working out win percentage rather than because it's not points, is it? This is based on points rather than how many wins have you got.
Mm.
Whereas NFL, it's about win percentage rather than points. So they kind of do it a bit differently, but yeah, you can get ties. Yeah, there've been a few the past few years actually.
So it's not like you get any points for a tie. A tie might as well be a loss.
No, that's the thing. A tie is not. A tie does count favourably towards your win percentage, which is weird.
So you'd still rather draw than lose.
Yes, it's better to tie than to lose, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a thing I've said before that I've explained when teams have missed a last-second field goal in overtime and the game is tied, the fans will then cheer because their team didn't lose, rather than, oh no, we tied. It's, yes, we didn't lose. Fucking get in, which is the reaction you should have with a tie.
Yeah, exactly. You want that element of relief of like, oh, God, well, we didn't deserve to win, but at least we got a point or whatever it is. It's
a weird feeling, isn't it? Instead of being happy with a win, you're happy to not lose. It's 2 different emotions, but they're in the same family.
But it adds in, not that you'd understand this emotion being a fan of the creator team, but going to the league champions or whatever, or whoever's first in the league, and coming away with a point, coming away with a draw. It's lovely when you know that you're like we probably won't.
Are you talking about my football team as a creator team?
Yeah, fucking creator team over there. Fucking 99 overall Celtic over there.
Fuck you. Says you fucking Mr. Invincibles over there.
Yeah, that was done on fucking pure heart and grit, mate. Pure heart and grit.
Of course, yeah, Bobby Perez known for his fucking jam.
Don't you dare invoke the name of Jesus, Bobby Perez Christ.
I'm not besmirching him. There's no besmirching.
Don't
I'm just saying.
Dare, or else.
I'm not. Them's fighting words in your house.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Have I not told you that I did my first bit of proper work for school was on Bobby Perez?
Was it really?
Yeah, it was like a little biography for Bobby Perez. I've still got it at my parents' house.
Dude, I need to see this.
Oh mate, I'll try and next time I'm down there, I'll get a photo, send it to you. I love Bobby Perez more than that. He was my first ever favourite footballer. So watch your fucking tongue, mate.
God, I was going to do mine, then I'm just going to sound so fucking old.
It was Eusebio.
Charlie Charles. No, I'll tell you, do you know what? I'll fucking tell you, I don't care. It was John Barnes.
That's not that bad. That's perfectly acceptable.
Oh no, dude was a fucking animal back in the day. Like, I mean, oh my God, he was so fucking good. But
did I ever see him play?
Way back in the day. Yeah, I saw him play plenty of times, but he like retired by the time he knew what football was. That's how old I am.
Yeah, it's like player like John Barnes is someone I'd love to have seen, and there's just so many players back in the day that you're never going to have seen. Yeah, any sport really. There's just legends. So like, I don't know, take fucking Gretzky. Take Gretzky. He retired before 2000. He retired in 1999.
Yeah,
we all know that Gretzky was great, but like, You can watch highlights, but you never watched a full. Have you ever watched a full game that Gretzky played in?
No.
No.
I don't think I did.
And you can never really.
And like we were never there. Yeah, and you were never there for his peak, were you? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like even if you saw him a little bit at the end, if you didn't see him in his peak, you just don't get it. And to be fair, I was going to say that's the same about Mario, same as Bobby Orr. Like
Roberto
you can't
Luongos.
I knew you were going to say that.
You just can't.
No, I saw him play. He was awesome for the Canucks, mate. I saw him play. It was fucking amazing.
But it's just a funny thing about football legends, and the one I always think about is Pele. It's like Pele. When did Pele play his last game? 1970 or something?
No, after that, because he won the World Cup in 1970.
Oh shit! No, 70.
So I think it was after that.
Because he wasn't in the 74 World Cup, was he?
No.
So maybe it was like 72 or 73. But Pele is undisputedly the best footballer that ever lived. And yet, with Pele especially, there isn't even particularly good video footage of it.
No, and then sportscasters do that classic thing where they just show the same 7 things a player's done. They always show Mario's got that first Mario goal, don't they? They always show the Bobby Orr goal. There's 2 Bobby Orr goals they always show. The one is the cup final goal, and the one's the penalty kill goal where he takes on the whole team and scores on the wraparound. They always show that. The
Gordon Banks save.
Yes, exactly. Like you can't appreciate how good a keeper Gordon Banks was. That's all they ever show is that save, and that's the same for all players in any sport. They just go get the same highlight out, and we'll fucking bang that out there because that's all we've got, kind of thing.
And it kind of diminishes the reputation of a player when you just reduce them to one highlight. It's kind of saying this is the only good thing they ever did, and yet we're trying to claim they're the best player that ever played.
It's so true. This guy was one of the best players who ever played this game.
Ever.
Here's 10-second clip. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, this is it. We'll show you 2 again in another 6 months when we talk about him again.
When the team he used to play for does something, we'll bust it out in the opening montage. We'll just mix him in with loads of other players, not even on his own.
It's weird, isn't it? It's very weird, and it's kind of an argument for like almost an argument against the best ever. It's just like the best of the time.
Yeah, I've kind of gone with that the past, like watching Messi and Ronaldo. I'm now at the point where like, are you really telling me that Pele comparatively was better than Messi and Ronaldo by that much? I don't think he was.
No,
because they're 2 freaks. That's what I mean. Yeah. Are you telling me that Gordon Banks was better than Peter Schmeichel or David Seaman? Was he really? I mean, I don't know.
Gordon Banks wasn't better than fucking Nick Pope.
What?
Nick Pope.
Oh, Nick Pope. Sorry, I thought you said Alex Manninger for a second.
I didn't hear me.
That's a fucking deep cut. That is a deep cut.
Manuel Almunia was a better goalie than Gordon Banks was.
All right, tell you what. It's a cheeky little free skate, right? I said ages ago I've got a story to tell you one day, and I'll save it. One of my classics.
We got a Daddy Boy story.
You ready? All right. I'll save this for a rainy day. Let's all have a fucking laugh at my expense. Because why not?
Should we have a Daddy Boy story to close it out?
Danny Boy story to close it out. Let me get a drink.
I'm buzzing for this. Bearing in mind, for the newcomers to the class, a man who's told stories about falling down a cliff without any trousers on, and this is one that he was too embarrassed to tell.
It wasn't too embarrassed. I just thought, like, when am I going to tell this? Because I'm the kind of person I'm not embarrassed to take the piss out of myself. I never have been. I don't care. Like, I'm a fucking idiot and a dumbass sometimes, and fuck it, why not? I'll tell a story about myself. But it's never. There was another one. What was the other one I told? I can't even really remember now. Anyway,
too many to count. Too many to remember.
Yeah, there's too many to count. So anyway, I was 18. I left college to get a full-time job. Didn't want to be at college. Thought it was a waste of time. All my friends had got full-time jobs and had money. So I thought, you know what? I want to get a job and have some scratch in my back pocket. So I get a job as an office junior. First ever proper full-time job out of college. So I'm working. I start in September. Gets to Christmas time. I won't say the company I worked for, but the big brass, the top bosses had a ton of money, and they had a ton of personal money. Like they had a lot of personal wealth, not just in the company but for themselves. So I said to the other people who work there, what happens with the Christmas party kind of thing? Because I don't know I'm pretty sure it's the same in America and Canada, but the Christmas party over here is kind of a big thing if you work in a big company. Everyone goes out, everyone usually gets hammered, it's fucking, there's couples having sex with each other, that people having fights, and it all goes a bit crazy. Now, bearing in mind at this time, I am not straight edge. I am in the midst of my drink everything, snort everything, get as many pills down me as I can, wild, whatever. I say to the people at this place I'm working, what are the Christmas parties like? They say, oh yeah, usual stuff, go out, have a few drinks, mess around, do this and that, whatever. I find out in my time while I'm working there that there's a couple of people who partake in certain illegal activities at the weekend involving narcotics. So I think, well, that's all right then. I can kind of do the same and we'll be fine. The company pay for us to have this really nice hotel. It's in the middle of Manchester. So we go to the hotel, going through the front door, straight up to the room, drop our bags off, back out. We start on it at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And by 8 o'clock, I'm a wreck, okay? It's bad things are already happening at 8 o'clock. And there's still hours and hours and hours to go. Because Manchester's a typical city, places don't shut till 2 o'clock in the morning, all that kind of stuff. Two of the guys I work with at the time kind of start to look after me. They kind of drop off. They've had enough drink. They don't do anything else. But they can see that I'm kind of a young kid. So they're just like, you know what? Fucking let him do his thing. We'll just keep an eye on him. I don't know what time it is. But when we leave, it's very empty. When we leave this club that we're at, it's very empty on the streets. I remember it's me and these two lads I was working with. We go back to the hotel. We go back to the hotel we're staying at. I get out the taxi. They both get out the taxi. They walk into the hotel. I say to them, I'm going to continue on and try and find another party because I'm obviously off my head, like you do. If I can find another party around here, I can keep partying till sunup. I remember that the hotel is next to a bridge. So I'm walking up this hill. I look across at the hotel and I think, fucking hell, I didn't know they had like a really cool back area with like hot tub and lights. Like those the heat lamps that they have in the smoking areas and stuff like that. Yeah. Smoking areas and stuff. They got heat lamps, it's there's all this greenery around. It looks lovely. I'm like, fuck, I didn't know that was down there. I had no idea. I don't know why, but I don't think to myself, I know. I'll walk back down the hill and walk in through the front door and out the back door. I just climb over the fence on this bridge and slide down this hill, which is like next to the hotel. Walk a lot, take a few steps. Now I'm at the hot tub. I then think, I can't be fucking bothered going upstairs to get my swimming trunks or like another pair of pants or something or a pair of shorts. I'll just strip down to my boxers. No one's going to know. Because under the water, it's just going to look like swimming trunks, aren't they? Take all my clothes off, put all my clothes on the side by the hot tub, get in. But the water's not deep enough. And the bubbles aren't really going that much. And I kind of think, oh, for fuck's sake, this isn't, clearly they only turn it on at certain times of the day or something. Because I'm aware it's stupidly early in the morning. Say it's 2:30 or something like that. So I think, fucking hell, what am I going to do? So I just kind of lie there for a bit. I lie down. The water kind of comes up to just over my chest a little bit. Like I say, bubbles ain't much, but I'm like, whatever. I'm having fun. This is kind of nice. This absolute bear of a man comes charging out the back of the hotel, threatening to kill me. In a Eastern European accent. I can't place it because I'm very drunk. My two friends, unbeknownst to me, because there was a bar in the hotel that's open, because obviously bars stay open all night, they actually do go to the bar in the hotel, not to carry on getting trolleyed, but just for a nightcap. They see this guy come running out towards me. They come running out after him to see what's going on. So they see me in the hot tub. They say to the guy, it's okay, he's with us, he's really drunk, I'm sorry. They give him 20 quid to kind of get him off me, whatever. He wasn't attacking me or anything, but he's kind of ready to pounce. So they're like, no, mate, it's fine. He's
naffed off that you're in there.
He's very annoyed. I'm thinking, shit, clearly this is the wrong hotel or something. Or I'm in somebody's back garden and this is their hot tub. It wasn't, by the way. I'm just a fucking idiot. So, get me back up to the room. Don't remember this, obviously. This is what they told me afterwards. I then wake up. It's about 10 to 11 in the morning. They're waking me up. Check out at 11. Usual shit. I fucking barfed everywhere. Went to the toilet in the night. Fucking pissed everywhere. Made an absolute fucking mess. So I'm already aware I'm going to get a massive bill from this room. But whatever. I didn't care at the time. So we go downstairs. I'm groggy as hell. I see the guy who came out the night before, this giant of a dude, and he's just staring at me. And I just kind of mumbled, sorry, man, I shouldn't have gone in the tub. Sorry. He's just looking at me like, what the fuck, what are you talking about, you fucking idiot? So the two guys come over to me, who I was with, and they lead me out the back. And they say, can we ask you a question? They say, why were you in that last night in just your undies? And it wasn't a hot tub, Will. It was a decorative fountain.
Oh. Gone full Ovi.
And I just fucking stripped down to my kecks and got in the fountain and just lay there.
Lie down in the fountain.
Little lie down in the fountain. And yeah, the bubbles weren't very good, Will, because it was just like a little, decorative stream of water coming out.
It's like a little cherub just spitting water on you. Like, this is shit.
Dude, honestly, when I was looking at it, God, this water looks so cool and so deep. I'll just get in and have a lie down. No one will ever know.
You get out there in the morning like, where's the hot tub gone? What have I done with the hot tub?
Do you know what? I didn't even twig until I was walking out there. In my mind, I was still, why was that guy so mad at me for getting in that hot tub? I don't understand. And just wasn't a hot tub. Oh, I remember. Do you know what it was? I remember the stories. It's about me hiding that guy's shoes on the plane.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget that one either. That was bad. But yeah, there's another one of my Daniel, you're a fucking idiot stories.
Another one for the Bureau of Dan's unfortunate adventures.
Deary me. Alrighty. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about this week, mate?
I mean...
Or you all good?
There was, but now...
Yeah.
Now it's done, isn't it?
It kind of seems a bit pointless now, doesn't it?
Yeah. I do just want to take 1 second to say big shout out to Oscar Lindblom. Did you see he was able to make the Flyers picture day this past week?
Absolutely. Great stuff. Great stuff.
I hope he's doing all right. Like, obviously anyone who's going through that sort of thing, thoughts with you and everything, that's horrendous. It's not exclusively, our compassion is not only for celebrities and sports stars. Like if anyone or any of our listeners is going through any sort of cancer treatment, like we are thinking of you and we stand with you, sort of thing. But to see a guy have potentially everything that he's worked for take away from him from this horrendous disease and be able to be out there with his friends and at least having some semblance of his dream come back, like that's fantastic to see.
Absolutely. I know, as well, I'm going to say as well that we'll still do a show next week. I think it's, we're going to carry on. Even if we've got nothing hockey to talk about, I still think we should make the effort.
We'll find something to do.
We'll find something to talk about. I understand that we have like people have said nice things to us on Twitter, so we clearly have a little bit of a fan base at the moment. And I kind of feel not responsible, but I think sometimes it's just nice to hear two people talking and having a laugh. And sometimes this world can be fucking tricky and miserable and difficult, and there's been times when I've listened to podcasts and it's kind of taken me away for a little bit and not made me think about shit that's going on. And I think that we enjoy doing it, don't we? So yeah, we'll still carry on even if there's no hockey.
And I think like for anyone like us who routinely listen to podcasts, I'll be at a loss if the regular, more famous podcasts end up putting it on pause along with the league. So yeah, we'll try and keep something going just for people to listen to, if nothing else.
You know what? Last thing was, now the league's finished. Do you know what else is finished?
Man versus 8-year-old.
Man versus 8-year-old.
Hey, Will, you schmuck. You're going to get roasted by an 8-year-old, you fool.
And safe to say, Will, you didn't reclaim any glory in the end, as my girl went 5 for 5 for the 4th time this season last week.
So you see, the problem is, Dan, we can't really call it a loss on that because the season's not finished, mate. See, who's to say?
We can't say that you've lost. Who's to say that you would have come back from 12 points behind in the next 2 or 3 weeks?
I was really starting to roll. We were really starting to get a bit of cohesion with our group. We were finally starting to understand what the coaches were really trying to drill into us. The systems were really coming together. We were going to pull it back. We were going to make an absolute charge in the last few weeks. So I think it'd be unfair to say that we've lost after all the hard work this group has put in this season.
You're gonna take me to court for loss of earnings.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Emotional harm.
All right, everybody, stay safe. Wash your hands. If you need to be off work, just fucking be off work. They don't give a. Trust me, work isn't going to crumble if you're not there. So just take care of yourselves and take care of your family and look after yourselves, everybody.
Get some good films, good PlayStation games, whatever you do, whatever your digital media of choice is. Treat yourself to an extra subscription or something. You know, maybe get that Now TV deal that you fancied, the Hulu or the HBO or whatever it is for our stateside friends. Stay in your house. Make the most of it.
Yeah. All right. Stay safe, folks, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.